You know what I mean? And I might get, you know what I mean? And I might get a little respect, you know what I mean, from my peers that also really serious about this and does this. And you know, people spending millions on their dreams, on their beliefs. People spending millions. You know what I mean? So when I come to people with opportunities that I wish people came to me with, and I see how they procrastinate, and I'm like, it's kind of unbelievable because I'm like, yo, if somebody would have came to me saying that they're gonna give me this, like they're gonna do this for me for this amount of money, when I didn't have certain things, I would have jumped on it. You know what I mean? Like, so that's me. I'm testing, and I'm going around seeing how serious people is, because I'm like, what I'm offering is unbelievable. Like, if you don't jump on this, I know you're not serious.
Lord, this how you made me in the heavens. I know I did some dirt and I ain't innocent. In isolation as I reminisce, the real reason you niggas switch. It was all about the Benjamin. It's up, nigga. It's up, nigga.
Hey, what's going on? I'm going to welcome everybody back to K74 Podcast. Even though, you know, K74 is the brand, it's just me for now, but I know in the future we're going to have more people on. Once I get fully settled in, I can start venturing out and get you guys more interviews and, you know, just really make this into like a podcast setting. But it's still a lot of work that needs to be done in-house. Previous videos I explained that it's still a lot of work to do, but we're going to get it done. And the beauty of it is you guys get to see firsthand, watch us together grow. Because just like I'm growing on this side and I'm growing the studio, I'm hoping and praying that we motivating and inspiring each other. And I'm hoping that you guys are also growing. Anybody can subscribe to me. If y'all do content, please let me know. Send the link. I want to support, because I know it works both ways. You know what I mean? So I want to support anybody out there that does have content that's subscribed to me. I didn't want to do a video today. I had to do some running around and handle some business. Went food shopping. I want to fry chicken for the first time today, so I want to see how that goes. And I'm gonna keep y'all posted on that. Y'all know, if y'all follow me on any of the social media, as far as like Instagram, TikTok, y'all know that I cook and I love cooking. So I want to try some fried chicken, even though I don't like eating fried food because it's not the healthiest choice. But sometimes I get on that timing where it's like, yo, you know what? You only live once. But overall, of course, I try to eat healthy and exercise and do everything that will help me live a long, healthy life. So like I said, I didn't want to do the video, but I said, you know what? I need to do this. Whether, you know, I could think of anything to talk about, there's always something to talk about. I'm like, yo, I'm going to do the video because I need to make sure that I'm taking advantage of what I have, because it was a time I didn't have it, and I knew, and I prayed for it, you know what I mean, to be able to, not so much the material, because I didn't honestly know what I was going to get, but I just knew I needed something of quality. And, you know, I always hoped and wished for control of my own set. You know what I mean? I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I just kept the hope alive. I kept the faith alive, and here it is. It's slowly but surely happening. I need to take full advantage of this. You know what I mean? Because this is what I wanted. So even if I don't know what to talk about, I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna make something to talk about until K74 really grows into what I see in my head. It's gonna take time, I know that, but like I said, I need to take advantage of this because since I got certain, access to certain things now where I can not only help my brand grow, but actually help other people out too, as far as like up and coming artists. Like I've been putting out there basically. I've been kind of reaching out to certain people and stuff like that. And, some people straight up told me that, they just not ready yet. They need to get some things in order, which I totally respect. I know people go through things and they have to put certain things in the forefront before certain passions, hobbies, or whatever they might want to call their talents. And I understand that. Like what I'm doing is something rare. I know that because my thing is I'm putting everything on the line. Like I'm really putting everything on the line to do this. And because this is what I do, then this is what I want to do. And I know not everybody's going to do that and invest every dollar and go broke doing it. But I will. Because I'm like, I done spent money. I've been getting money my whole life. You know what I mean? So money to me, it doesn't move me. You know what I mean? It really doesn't. Because I've been getting it my whole life. And anybody that's been getting it your whole life, you know that it's just it's a tool. What's more important than money is relationships. You know what I mean? To me, solid relationships or whatever is way more important than money to me. So right now, that's what I seek more than anything, just solid relationships. You want to be around people you could trust, even though it's hard to trust anybody nowadays, but at least if you could somewhat trust them to the point where it's like, you know what I mean, you could leave them around your girl and you feel like they're not going to like try to sleep with her. You could leave money on the table and, go somewhere and come back and, every dollar is there. You know what I mean? But doing that, you have to put yourself around people that pretty much is like-minded and they don't really let money move them. They can't be bought. You have to be around people to actually have something to lose. As I'm doing this journey, like I said, helping people out and stuff like that, as that's going down, what I'm learning is that not everybody is going to, like I said, how I invested every dollar into this till I'm damn near broke. And I'm learning that not everybody is willing to do that. Because what I want to say to artists out there, how people really gonna know if you serious, they watching what are you investing in yourself. You know what I mean? So one thing about it, like somebody to come to me, they're gonna automatically see like, all right, bro not playing. Like I see he's serious. Like he ain't got the most, he ain't got the least, but he got something. Like he's starting with something solid. You know what I mean? And I might get, you know what I mean? And I might get a little respect, you know what I mean, from my peers that also really serious about this and does this. And people spending millions on their dreams, on their beliefs. People spending millions. You know what I mean? So when I come to people with opportunities that I wish people came to me with, and I see how they procrastinate, and I'm like, it's kind of unbelievable because I'm like, yo, if somebody would have came to me saying that they're gonna give me this, like they're gonna do this for me for this amount of money, when I didn't have certain things, I would have jumped on it. You know what I mean? Like, so that's me. I'm testing, and I'm going around seeing how serious people is, because I'm like, what I'm offering is unbelievable. Like if you don't jump on this, I know you're not serious. You get what I mean? So that's how I'm pretty much coming. You know what I mean? Like, because if you don't jump on this, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I know you're not gonna get it as good as this, unless you know somebody that you're gonna get it for free or whatever like that. You got to plug like that. However we meet or we link, and I just feel a vibe, or I feel like I could work with you or help you out, and I lend that hand, and you don't take it, I could tell right then and there, like, bro, sis, like, you don't really want this. Because here it is, like, I'm here dolly. And like I said, I will do a video every night. You know what I mean? Because, bro, I really want this just to basically show people that you can achieve things if you put your mind to it. You know what I mean? And that's how bad I want to show you guys. To where, like I said, I invest in myself, and it's no problem. Like, it's no problem with me doing that. But all I could really say, like, out of everybody who jumped on the opportunities that I gave out so far, you know, once again, I want to salute DP Doc Pop, my father, because I can honestly say he's taking full advantage of everything that I got to offer. That just go to show me, like, I'm definitely his son, because I would have been doing the same thing if I knew somebody like me and I wasn't in the position that I was in, and they was coming around and offering the things that I'm offering. It's all out of just me spending quality time with my dad at the same time and just having fun with it. But he's serious. Like, I go through there, he has content laid out that he already thought of, that he's ready to present. And, you know, if I'm going to shoot it, he's ready. You know what I mean? If I say, yo, I want to come through, I'm going to shoot. If you got anything, you know, I'll do that for you. He's ready. You know what I mean? Shout out to Pops, yo. And that's motivating me. You know what I mean? To see that my dad is ready to go. If an opportunity presents itself, you have to be willing to step to the plate, because trust me, and everybody know this saying, that today's price is not yesterday's price. And bro, how I don't know how the game go, but I know how I move, and I'll live by that also. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I might feel away one day and be like, yo, you know what? I'm feeling generous. Like, I want to help somebody out or whatever. But if you don't jump on that day, don't expect me probably a week later, 2 weeks later, and that's same offer that I might a deal or whatever that I put out there. Don't expect that to be on the table. I say that to say this, like, you have to always be ready. You know what I mean? If this is something you pursuing, you have to be ready. Opportunities just don't come every day, like certain opportunities. And it never did. I mean, I can't say it never did for me, because in my journey when I was coming, I did have people reach out and help me out and seen which direction I was going in. And they seen that I was trying to go in the field of live performing. And they reached out to me via Instagram and basically said, yo, I have a show. Are you ready? Will you be ready? I went there. I was ready, you know. And then after that, I started getting more opportunities. And, you know, from there, some hardships happened. I'm not going to lie. I did wind up doing service some time. Which we talked about that already. That was my last altercation. What that did was, it made me realize I needed to either really pick a side. So I only did 20 months, and that 20 months hurt more than any bit that I did, because mind you, I was out for like 9 years. traveling, learning my craft. That was the time period that I was learning how to mix, record myself, all of that. So any other time I got locked up, I never really, all I was missing was the streets, females, money. So it really didn't affect me like that so much, But once I acquired knowledge on the world, traveling, and then on top of that, learning my craft, getting better and better, performing. The day that I actually got arrested, I had a show in Manhattan, Wicked Willie's, and I never made it that night. It was a little bit of time, but it definitely hurt. Now it's me starting, I have to start all the way over again, but this is where I'm at now. I've been home for some years now, and once I got out, I just stayed back on the mission, and that's just basically, being in control of my own creativity and able to help other people out that's might just need some help, because I know how it can be out here when, dealing with artists and other people that have different talents in the industry. Even though, like I said, I never been in the industry or anything like that, but I've been around shows and showcases and stuff like that of up and coming artists. That's the closest I've been. But even dealing on that level, you notice that you got certain attitudes that people thinking they already made it. Be artists the same. I take money out of the equation, and I just go based off of talent, skill, and hard work. So I treat every artist with respect and salute every artist because this isn't easy to do, period. So I salute everybody. I just salute an artist for being an artist because this is not easy. As you can see, I'm here doing this dolo by myself. So, but either way, I was going to shows performing by myself. Also, because I know, like, not everybody built to do this. Not everybody is going to want to be showing their image on camera. I know it's not easy. And this is coming from somebody that's naturally shy. But one thing I learned is that fear is real. You know what I'm saying? And everybody know, if you know me and you've been watching me, you know I'm a man of God, and I go by the scriptures. And in the scriptures, it says that you're not supposed to have a spirit of fear. You get what I mean? So, but I had to tell this to myself also, you know what I mean? Because, I'm human, and yeah, you do get scared. Humans get scared. Humans get worried. Whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to act like I'm the toughest dude in the world. Like, no, I still get those feelings. You know what I mean? But what happened is I fight through it. Like me fighting through right now, saying like, I'm going to learn how to get comfortable in front of this camera if it's the last thing I do. To where it's like, it's second nature now. So, but I have to learn this on my own, because when I bring somebody up under my wing or in my circumference, they're going to have to see me, not me telling them like, just be comfortable in front. They're going to have to see me and see that, this is how you do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you in front of a beast, but you got to show that beast like, I'm a beast too. You get what I mean? And I'm not intimidated by you. So that's how you do that. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because they say 10,000 hours of something, you pretty much got it down packed or whatever. So, I still got some time to put in, with this camera, with this setup, with the camera, with the setup, with the whole, with everything going on, what I plan to do. You know what I mean? Even getting back comfortable, being around people, linking with people, and everything like that. I haven't did that since being in Colombia, and I had to force myself to do that. But it was a lot easier over there because I was in an environment where people go there to let their hair down. That's why I like being in environments like that, to meet and network with people in what people would say touristy environments. Because if you look at my Colombia vlog, you're going to see that I met a guy named Fahad from Paris. And how I met him was on an excursion. A friend recommended it, saying, yo, go there because it's going to be people from people like you basically here in another country, and you know what I mean, that could be y'all common ground, you know what I mean, or your icebreaker. And I listened, which is hard for me to do because I can be hard-headed at times, but I did listen, and I met Fahad. And like I said, that's in my Colombia vlog on my page if y'all want to check that out. And, you know, yeah, so I like being in those areas because people are more so willing to talk to you, get to know you, because they on vacation mode or whatever like that, versus me being here in New York City, which is a little harder because it's already a cold city, and a lot of people got their guard up because, you know, it's a crazy city. You know, it's a big, crazy city. And it's just a way you have to move here. And so I'm not, you know, I totally understand and get it. But as a creator and a content creator, it can get frustrating because you just don't know, you know, who to approach. Is it right to approach it? You know, it's not impossible. It's like I said, it's just a little harder. Because this is like a hustle bustle city, and like I said, people just, you know what I mean, if they don't really know you, they not trying to talk to you like that for their safety. But like I said, it's not impossible. We're gonna get some things done here because I know my city got a lot of talent. But what I gotta say is, you do have to, you know, show people you serious, and you take yourself serious. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to salute my city. As y'all can see, there's a lot going on in the news. I don't really want to touch too deep on that. But what I can say is that, you know, accountability is everything. You know what I mean? Accountability is everything. Because we at a time now where it's like people could see right through the BS, the foolishness, you know, especially if things is in black and white, you know what I mean? So all I want to do is just say that, like, for what's going on out there in the media, a lot going on. So anybody that might be watching that might need to hear this, like, accountability is everything, you know what I'm saying? So, and people respect accountability because at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm pretty sure we all did some things. I know I did some things that I'm not proud of, you know what I mean? But I could take accountability, you know. I repent to the Most High, you know, the God I serve. That's how I go about things. And I just advise anybody that might need to hear this advice, take this advice, you know what I mean? Hold yourself accountable for anything that might need accountability, and just, you know, ask for forgiveness and be sincere about it. You know what I mean? Like, anybody that might need to hear this, like, just be sincere about it. And I feel like with that, you should be in good shape. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna hold y'all for too long. I'm just here. I'm getting more and more comfortable. That's a good thing. So y'all just be looking forward to hearing from me more often. And I'm going to end it by saying, y'all should already know, y'all the internet, y'all do what it do. Y'all make it do what it do. I'm gone.